Pacifica Radio, I'm Christina Onnested. President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump have appeared to agree on a timetable to participate in 2 debates before the November general election, with the first in late June, the second in September, before early voting begins. The Biden administration has told key lawmakers it's sending more than $1 billion in additional arms and ammunition to Israel. It's not immediately known how soon the weapons will be delivered. It's the first arms shipment to Israel revealed by the administration since it put another arms transfer consisting of 3,500 bombs on hold this month to keep Israel from using them in its growing offensive in the crowded southern Gaza city of Rafah. Palestinians, meanwhile, are marking the Nakba today, the 76th anniversary of dispossession, commemorating their mass expulsion to create the state of Israel for Jewish people after the Holocaust. It comes as Israel faces claims of genocide against Palestinians in its long-standing policies and its war in Gaza before the International Court of Justice. Arguments on a fourth new effort to get Israel to roll back some of its war strategies will be heard Thursday and Friday. The latest claim from South Africa argues Israel controls all exits to and from Gaza, is preventing aid and goods from entering. It says evacuation zones are littered with explosive ordinances and being treated as extermination zones where soldiers have orders to kill anyone in sight. It says the Al-Mawasi area in Khan Yunis, where Palestinians in Rafah were forced to evacuate to, is mostly rubble and dirt, lacking basic services, and that Israeli forces have repeatedly bombed the area and shot children in the head as they attempted to forage for food. Today, Gaza's health ministry said Israeli forces have killed 60 Palestinians in the last 24 hours. Hundreds of protesters showed up at Google's major developers conference in California to call on the tech giant to end its billion-dollar cloud computing project with the Israeli government, known as Project Nimbus. Ada Shaheen reports.
Google is for genocide!
Protesters blocked the main entrance where Google was holding its annual I/O conference. Google and Amazon provided the Israeli government with cloud computing systems, including artificial intelligence. The partnership is called Project Nimbus. Opponents of the project say it facilitates human rights abuses in the Palestinian territories and the expansion of illegal Israeli settlements. A Google developer, who identified only as Developer 4, says part of what Project Nimbus does is scan the Israeli military's data on Palestinians to help it generate kill lists for military strikes on alleged militants.
In one strike, the military was authorized to kill 300 Palestinian civilians to target just one alleged militant.
Ada Shaheen.
Far-right Israeli extremists, including members of the ruling Likud party, like National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, rallied near the Israel-Gaza border Tuesday, calling for Palestinians to be expelled from Gaza and for Israeli settlements there. The Israeli publication Haaretz is reporting thousands of Israelis joined the far-right Independence Day March Tuesday. A new report finds some university administrators are targeting their own students for protesting the war in Gaza and silencing defenders of Palestinian human rights. The report was released by CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, Tuesday. Christopher Martinez reports.
The 20-page report says when people go unheard, they protest. But, it continues, many universities have met peaceful protests with threats, intimidation, and violence.
Clearly, universities have become incredibly hostile spaces for Palestinian, Arab, Muslim, Jewish, and other students who are anti-genocide.
Farah Afifi is Research and Advocacy Director for CARE, the Council on American and Islamic Relations. She's also the lead author.
These protests are peaceful, they are organized, they have very clear and legitimate demands.
The report looks at incidents from more than 30 colleges and universities, describing actions ranging from verbal harassment of protesters to arbitrary new rules used to block student events, as well as even more violent actions. The report also includes recommendations for universities to negotiate in good faith with protesters. CARE has praised a recent agreement at Johns Hopkins University that led to the dismantling of a protest encampment. But there are other recommendations to promote safety, academic freedom, and open inquiry. Another recommendation is for universities to stop the weaponization of law enforcement against students and drop all charges. Christopher Martinez.
Donald Trump's defense attorneys grilled prosecutors' witness and Trump's former attorney Michael Cohen Tuesday in Trump's criminal election hush money trial. They tried to portray Cohen as a media-obsessed liar who's determined to see the former president behind bars. He returns to the witness stand Thursday for more cross-examination before prosecutors rest their case. Trump denies any wrongdoing. He's portrayed his prosecution as an effort to hurt his 2024 presidential bid. He's charged with 34 felony counts for trying to pay off silence of affairs that would have hurt his 2016 presidential campaign, then hiding those payments, failing to properly report them. Cohen has testified Trump ordered the payments. Primaries were held in Maryland, Nebraska, and West Virginia Tuesday. Maryland Democrat Angela Alsobrook won the party's primary in a bid to be the first black senator from the state and the fourth black woman in U.S. history to serve in the chamber. She'll vie with former Governor Larry Hogan, who won the Republican ticket. He gives Republicans a chance at picking up a Senate seat in the deep blue state for the first time in more than 4 decades. Republican wins in West Virginia also give the Republican Party a chance at winning another seat and taking control of the Senate. Republican Governor Jim Justice won the party's Senate ticket. He's a former Democrat turned Republican who at one point declined to acknowledge Joe Biden won the 2020 election. When asked last week about it, he sidestepped the issue. Democrat Glenn Elliott won the Democratic ticket. They'll vie for retiring Democrat Joe Manchin's seat. I'm Christina Onnested reporting for Pacifica Radio.